October 2020, 11:10. And I don't know, we're just having a conversation. I guess it's around relationships and the feeling of uncertainty and how to deal with those early stages of getting to know someone. Let me hide this so we can be comfortable. Early stages of getting to know someone, and why do women get red flags? I think we're talking about red flags, Gina. So hi guys, we're gonna introduce Gina. Gina, say hi. If we did not have boundaries, we would not be having this conversation right now. Do you know what I mean? If it was, oh, any man shows me any attention, I'm good. They treat me like a dog, they treat me like a cat, they treat me like a kookaburra, they treat me like the goddamn lavender that's dying. And listen, hell. Okay, so I guess this is the first, but hi muchachas. Hi guys, welcome to some false advertising. So this is my new, I guess, channel. I wanted to start off by saying hi to you guys. This is false advertising, so I'm never going to look like this in these videos, but I was going out today and I thought, what a good way to actually make a... I tripped over the coffee table. Do you know what? That's a good sign. Let me try to sit. I can't sit in this dress. I just want you guys to know that your life is not pointless. Well, my life is not pointless. And these are the lessons that I'm personally learning, I suppose. And I'm just going to pretend that other people go through these things as well. But yeah, it's just about a journey of like reflecting and seeing that life is not as pointless as we sometimes think, and it's not as boring as we sometimes think it is, and that it's worth a living. Your life is worth a living, and you are entitled to enjoyment. You are entitled to enjoy your life. You're entitled to have a good, healthy balance in your life. You're entitled to love. You're entitled to caring friends and family. You're entitled to work the job, the career, to be in the career that you've always wanted to be in. You are entitled to everything that you want because the desires in you are worth, seeing them through and seeing them to fruition. That being said, I don't wake up every day and think, oh, I am so worth it. Things are going to be so awesome. Sometimes I wake up and literally I'm a mess and I'm like, how am I going to start? Procrastination is knocking. My plans are freaking drying up. Let me show you guys my freaking lavenders. Oh, there they are. See this? Sometimes this is how life looks like. Dead. Just like no reason. Just things are just not moving. But that's not reason to give up, because everybody knows lavenders are queen of temperamental habits. So they're not quite dead. They're just asleep. I hope you guys enjoy this particular channel as much as I'm going to enjoy it. And now I'm going to cut to a less pretentious version of me. Okay, I'm not sure how it's going to work, but I realized that for this particular vlog, things are going to be like everywhere. So I just want to premise and say that this is future editing here. I want to just say that basically this particular day was a day that I just wanted to get out and I suppose just like live my best life. The gist of this video is to remind you that you don't really have to spend so much money on pursuing happiness, because that's all we're all doing these days. We're just pursuing happiness, and sometimes you can get stuck in that rut where you're just working, you're making the money and you go back to sleep. But instead of doing that, maybe think, okay, why do I feel stagnant in this point? So I think this day really challenged me to kind of think about that, and I spent it with like my family and stuff like that, and it Okay, so we have a bit of a problem, but it's fine. Somehow the audio on all these next few clips is not working. I don't know why. But I'm just going to do a voiceover instead. Basically, we went down to the valley. The plan was to do canoeing. I look so excited. I was actually really excited that day. Plan was to do canoeing and then probably go for a swim, have a bit of lunch, Didn't end up happening because the weather was playing up, So we ended up doing quad bikes and a swim. This place was absolutely breathtaking. It's not like a lot of horse manure, but it was okay. So first things first, got in, had a change of clothes. Not so modest, but gotta work with what I have. I didn't really have much like appropriate clothing for this particular event. But anyways, long story short, as I'm getting ready, I want to talk about the topic of hopelessness versus perspective. I think this particular day is so fitting because I could have chosen to be so down because the plans that you can see, I was still so excited. The plans that I had for that day didn't go accordingly, but we still made, I guess, lemonade out of the lemons that were handed to us that day. And we took the quad. It was a lot messier than canoeing, but it was a lot of fun in the long term. Had I chosen to get really grumpy about it and get really sad and bogged down because, this is not what I planned for. Mind you, this trip was planned for like 3 weeks in advance, This is not what I planned for. This is not what I paid for, blah, blah, blah. I wouldn't not have appeared the way I am on camera right now. I would have been really sad. And I think that's the thing. Sometimes in life, we do get bogged down, to be honest, with the little details of how we wanted our life to go. It could be, getting bogged down by the delay in our life. And delay is such a real thing. It's a real thing. I've experienced delay in some aspects of my life that used to really grind my gears. And now I look at those areas, I'm like, you know what? God knows what he's doing. And I'm right where I'm supposed to be at the right time with the right people around me. I wouldn't have it any other way. Would I prefer it any other way? Yes. Yes, I would. Absolutely, I would. But I'm not going to rush my timeline for anybody or anything. So I guess sometimes the situation isn't hopeless, right? It seems hopeless, but sometimes it's A, preparation for something greater, or B, a lesson so that you can deal with something that's similar in the future, or C, just a lesson for the sake of a lesson so that when someone else goes through the same thing that you're going through, you would know how to speak to them about the situation. You know what I mean? But so in terms of me, speaking about hopelessness and speaking about perspective, I think from 2019 all the way to 2021, I've gone through some things that have really made me understand that how we look at life and how we choose to look at life is a direct correlation of how we experience life. It's not a gloomy sky doesn't always guarantee rain. Do you know what I mean? So that doesn't mean that you cancel your entire day based on the fact that the clouds look cloudy. And I guess in this aspect, I want to challenge myself and a lot of you guys watching. What is it that in your life you feel like, okay, this situation is absolutely hopeless. Like, I don't see the light at the end of the tunnel. I don't see, anywhere that any Messiah would ever change the situation for me. I guess the challenge that I want to give out to myself and you alike is, what steps can you make to make the situation appear less daunting than it does now, or to make yourself experience this situation a little bit differently than you are at the moment? And I don't want to be a hypocrite and tell you guys this is the stance that I take always. This is not the stance that I take always. This is the stance that I've started taking because I just feel like there have been moments in my life now that I look back that had I put on a different pair of lenses to look at my life differently, I would have probably enjoyed those moments. But because I didn't, I ended up completely wasting my entire time. And I guess also, like, on the flip side, perspective can also just mean really accepting that a situation is hopeless and walking away. But you guys are not ready for that conversation, are you?